I've been involved with human rights in China for over 30 years and have myself experienced, to some degree, transnational repression. I've received, for example, dozens of anonymous threatening letters at my home in a suburb of London, not an address that I make public, and even my mother has received letters telling her to tell her son to stop doing what he's doing. Religious freedom has always been suppressed by the Chinese Communist Party regime, but under Xi Jinping's rule, it has intensified. Responsibility for religious affairs has been centralized. Xi has introduced a campaign of sinicization of religion aimed at the co-option and control of religion. New regulations strengthen state control over religion. Unregistered house churches have been outlawed and ordered to join the government-controlled church system. Many Christians have been imprisoned, such as Pastor Wang Yi, whose case has already been mentioned, of the Early Rain Church, who was sentenced in 2019 to 9 years. In July last year, leaders of Lin Fen Covenant Church were accused of forming, quote, a criminal clique. On January the 2nd this year, the Catholic Bishop of Wenzhou, Bishop Peter Shao Jumin, was arrested yet again. At least 20 Catholic priests were arrested in China last year alone. Hundreds of churches have been destroyed, crosses dismantled, portraits of Xi displayed in churches, and surveillance cameras installed. The persecution of Falun Gong and forced organ harvesting continues. In 2019, an independent tribunal chaired by the British lawyer Sir Geoffrey Nice, KC, concluded that this is indeed a crime against humanity. In Tibet, atrocities continue, with religious practice restricted, including through colonial boarding schools in which 1 million Tibetan children have been coercively separated from their families and indoctrinated into Chinese language, culture, and CCP ideology, cut off from their Buddhist religion and their Tibetan culture. The predominantly Muslim Uyghurs face a genocide as recognized by both the previous US administration and the current administration, by several parliaments around the world, and by the independent Uyghur Tribunal. Forced abortions, forced sterilization, forced labor, torture, and incarceration have accompanied widespread violations of religious freedom against the Uyghurs. And the crackdown on Muslims now goes further than the Uyghurs. Human Rights Watch has recently reported that in other provinces, quote, Chinese authorities have decommissioned, closed down, and demolished mosques. So whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, a Buddhist, a Falun Gong practitioner, or you follow another belief, in China today it is incredibly dangerous to practice your faith.